welcome to this episode on Wisdom Mathematics tutorial on complex numbers. In mathematics, we have different types of numbers. We have natural numbers, we have real numbers, we have complex numbers, we have integers, we have hyper complex numbers, and so on. Now, in this particular video, our main concern is to look at complex numbers. Now, to start, we first of all know the meaning of complex numbers. A complex number is a type of number that can be written in the form of z equal to a plus ib, where a is the real part and b is the imaginary part. The symbol I is known as solution to the equation x squared equal to minus 1. Now, a complex number is of this form. A complex number consists of two main parts, the real part and the imaginary part. In some textbooks, we may have it to be written as z equal to x plus iy. They are the same, just that this particular x and a are serving as the real part of the complex number, where b and y are serving as the imaginary part of the complex number. Now, the symbol I is known as the solution to the equation x squared equal to minus 1. Now, in general mathematics, when we have this as our equation, when we try to find the value of x, we add square root to both sides of the equation, and we have that x is equal to square root of minus 1. But this particular square root of minus 1 has this expression, small I. So whenever we talk of small I, we're talking about square root of minus 1, which is obtained as a result of solving the equation x squared equal to minus 1. Now, this is helpful when we are trying to get the square root of a negative real number. Negative real number can be minus 2, minus 4, minus 16, and so on. Then when we have negative real numbers and we want to get the root, let's say square root of minus 2, square root of minus 4, or square root of minus 16, as the case may be, this particular minus in the root, when tried to resolve mathematically, will not work. That is why we can now make use of this particular function I to help us resolve this particular type of situation, whereby our normal calculator will just give us that square root of minus 4 is syntax error or math error. That is because the calculator does not understand root of a negative real number. So for that, we have that square root of minus 1 is now given as I. So that when we have this, by sorts, we can say that square root of minus 4 can now be resolved as this. Square root of minus 4 can now be resolved as square root of minus 1 times 4, using the laws of sort, whereby minus 1 times 4 is the same as minus 4. So that we can now have square root of minus 1 multiplied by square root of 4. Now, because square root of minus 1 has been given a general notation as I, we can now use it to substitute for this to give us that square root of minus 1 times square root of 4 is now going to give us I multiplied by 2. So that square root of minus 4 will now be resolved as 2I. So this particular I is there to represent square root of minus 1. So in the explanation, we have that I is given as a solution to the equation x squared equal to minus 1. Now, when we have a type of number in which we have a particular one that makes use of this I and another real part, then that number automatically becomes a complex number. Now, since we say that a complex number can be a plus ib, this I stands for square root of minus 1. Now, the presence of this particular square root of minus 1, which is I, in this particular number, now makes this number to be a complex number. Now, without the presence of this I, this number cannot be called a complex number. So, simply put, we can say that a complex number is a number that has an imaginary part and real part. Now, 0, let's look at this. The number 0 can be regarded as both real number and imaginary number. That is, 0, as we have now, can be a real number. 0 also can be an imaginary number. So, the number 0 can be a real number or imaginary number. So, when we have something like z equal to 5 plus I4, this is a complex number because it has this I notation, meaning that 5 is the real part of this complex number, while 4 is the imaginary part of the complex number. So this is just the simple meaning of what a complex number is all about. Now, complex numbers can be in different forms. That gives us different forms of a complex number. But in mathematics in general, we have the three main forms of complex number. They have three main forms, whereby we can still have other forms of complex numbers, but the three in question are known as the three main forms of a complex number. In our next video, we're going to show the three forms and solve examples on how we can convert from one form to another. See you in the next class.